Okay, name is John Bozung, B as in boy, O-Z-U-N-G, and the best way to pronounce it is like Boz from Bozo the Clown and Ung like from Steve Young. Winter of 1987, in December 1987, I heard about the Los Angeles Marathon, and that's where I grew up, and I thought LA Marathon, that would be kind of cool to do. So in December, just started training for the race that was in March, and literally did 2 3-mile runs, 2 5-mile runs, a 9-mile run, 2 11-mile runs, a 13-mile run the week before the marathon, and that was my training. So I shouldn't even have done a half marathon, let alone a marathon, before I did my first marathon. And like everybody else, I swore I'd never do another marathon. So much for promises, because I just last week I did my 352nd marathon. It would have been in '94. I went down and did the Shiprock Marathon down in New Mexico, and I met a girl from from Shiprock and was talking about some of the races she was going to go do, and she told me about the Antarctica Marathon, the first ever Antarctica Marathon down in Antarctica, and that was in '95. And I thought, okay, that's cool, I'll find out more about that. So I got signed up and went down and did the Antarctica Marathon in 1995. And then the next one wasn't until '97, and I thought, okay, let's 1997, what can I do? Then I got this crazy idea to be the first person in the world to do all 7 continents in 1 year. So I worked on starting getting some sponsors, working on looking at a schedule and stuff like that. And so that's where it started, was in Antarctica in 1997. It was my first marathon of the 7 continents. Then the second one was Caracas, Venezuela for South America. And then went over to Africa and did the Mount Kilimanjaro Marathon in Moshi, Tanzania. I wasn't actually on Mount Kilimanjaro, but you can see Mount Kilimanjaro off in the distance. And then I went for my official marathon for North America, went straight from Africa up to the Nana Civic Marathon up on the North Shore of Baffin Island, which is 400 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Then in August, went down and did the Noosa Marathon for Australia. My next trip went to Athens Marathon. And then the following week, I went and did, just because I was there, did the Denmark Marathon. And then my favorite international marathon would have to be the Mount Everest Challenge Marathon, and because that was the only race that I've won. And there wasn't a lot of runners that day, just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So anyway, that pretty much wrapped up the 7 continents. So that was my 7 continent experience. And was a 3rd place finish at the Mount Kilimanjaro Marathon in Africa back in 1997 here. And this is my 1st place finish from the Mount Everest Challenge Marathon up in the Himalayas. I've done all 20 Walt Disney World marathons, but I was teased about this when I got home, that because I do like to a lot of running marathons, they said, John, if you ever die, you'll have a place to put your ashes. You can use that as an urn. And I go, oh, thanks a lot, guys. One other special thing that I got from running was my wife, Marcy. Met her at the St. George Marathon 8 years ago. This is my beautiful wife, Marcy. So,
hi, everybody.
So she has made running the last 8 years a lot more enjoyable, and made running a lot more worth it too. It's nice to have someone that loves and understands what you love to do. So anyway,
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lions in cages just for fun, but you will pace around your cage and wait the night to come. In the city where I'm from, they shoot you down if you're wrong, but we don't stop to check.
My good times are behind me, my competitive times are behind me. But it's more fun for me now because my times are slower, so I actually enjoy the runs. But it's a lot more enjoyable for me to help somebody that's struggling. It's kind of a pay it forward or pay it back, whatever you want to call it. But it's a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, I've been places and seen things I never thought I would have if it hadn't been for running. So you never know when you promise yourself you're never going to run a marathon. where it might take you.